Hello and welcome to episode, is it 7?
Oh, we're so shit, we never look what number it
I
is.
think it's episode 7 of our fantastic podcast.
It is 7, yes. I think it could be beef.
I think it could be beef.
I think it could be beef. No,
So-
it's not beef, it's 9.
Okay, so this episode really is just an excuse, well not an excuse, it's an explanation as to why there aren't any videos this week.
Yes, so coming up this weekend, you're going to get diddly squashed because we are not in the country.
No, we're actually flying out to Italy on the 22nd of June.
Could we have filmed something in advance? Possibly, but let's pretend that's not an option. We've had a lot of shit going on. There's just been stuff going down.
Yeah,
so,
it's been so busy. I'm so sorry, guys.
So that's a sort of, a foreboding, if you will, for a sort of blank space this weekend. But we're going to come back and there's going to be quite a lot of stuff on the other side.
Yeah, we have a lot of things lined up that we want to do actually. And also, whilst we are away in Italia, we're actually going to Rome. We're going to vlog whilst we're there, but not live. We'll just record a whole bunch of shit and then we'll put it into a couple of videos for you guys, so you can join us on our holidays.
Also, it's not going to be like boring shit like, oh yeah, we're having this cappuccino, it's great. I'm going to like push you into that fountain and stuff.
Well, that's not nice.
But that's fun though, people want to see that. They don't want to see fucking, boring landmarks and shit. I want to see landmarks.
But we are going to go to the Colosseum and stuff.
See me like chasing you around a plane. Are we going to go to the Colosseum?
Yes.
How does she live close to it?
Yes.
But do people know why we're going to Italy though?
Well, my sister Rachel is at uni at the moment. She's studying French and Italian for her degree, and for her third year, she has an Erasmus year, which means that she gets to live abroad in either France or Italy.
What did she just
chose
say?
Italy.
Erasmus was a band.
Erasmus.
They did. I've been watching.
No, that's the Erasmus.
Well, what are you saying then?
Erasmus. It's an acronym. I'm not sure what it stands for, but like international
Oh.
students know what Erasmus is. Anywho,
Sounds
so
like a disease.
she's coming to the end of her year now, and she's finished all of her exams, but she still has the house for a month. So we're going to go visit her, and I think that'd be really fun, and the weather's supposed to be really nice.
I hope you realise that I am going to be so obnoxious. Every single day, I'm going to go up to people in the street and ask them when their Dolmio day is. Are we going to have pizza every single day?
Well, not every single day. The first day,
Most
we're
days.
having pasta.
I mean, pasta is also acceptable. It's going to be like a home from home.
I was saying to Rachel, because she keeps saying to me, oh, it's going to be so hot. She's like, keeps WhatsApping me screenshots of like weather forecasts. It's supposed to be like words in 30s, which for those of you in America and
It's
other places in the world would probably laugh at us for that. That's degrees centigrade. Celsius? I don't know.
Celsius.
Could be well into the 30s. And I said to her, we'll just have to be drinking cocktails like all the time to cool us down. And she said there's a place near where she lives that does fresh fruit every single day that you can like add into your cocktails. And she was telling me that I have to have a mango mojito because it's fresh mango and it's really nice and it sounds so good and I'm so excited.
That sounds so disgusting. I really just want there to be straight liquor. I don't want to mess around with fruit or any of that shit.
Well, Italian booze is really cheap. Well, it's not that it's really cheap, it's that in the UK we fucking tax the living daylight out of everything.
Also, we have to use exact measures of like ounces of alcohol. Otherwise, you can't do that. Or it's like when we went
It's
to
like
America.
a shot of spirits in the UK has to be measured out. I think it's 30 mils, or is it 35 mils?
I mean, I should know it, but I don't have a
It's
clue.
like it's either 30 or 35 mils, and they have like little like stoppers on the bottle, so you physically can't pour out more than that.
Yeah. So, do they have? What is it? Grappa? What is that? That's no. I'm thinking of ouzo. These are all different things. What's Italian though? Like, what's an Italian?
Wine.
Well, that's fine. I'm down on DTF in that department, but like spirit-wise, because you like cocktails and stuff, and I don't do cocktails. I mean, I will have one if I'm given
I don't
one.
know. I don't know what the Italian drink is.
You like mojito, and I'm not into mojito.
But mojito's like Mexican, isn't it?
Well, let me just cocktails in general. Someone asked me today. They said, "What's your favourite cocktail?" And I thought, I don't know. Like, Is a gin and tonic a cocktail?
No.
You are mixing it though, so it kind of is.
In my opinion, I feel like if you're mixing 3 or more things together, you can call it a cocktail.
Okay, so vodka and tonic water and ice.
No.
That's 3 things.
No, ice doesn't
You
count.
can suck a bowl. I just said 3 things.
Ice does not count. Anyway, so this holiday, we're kind of doing on a shoestring budget because obviously we're just moving to this place. We have like really run through our savings really quickly. So first of all, we're having accommodation free, courtesy of Rachel.
Grunya. Rachel looks like a Russian chick, so I call her Grunya.
Yes. But then also we found our flights through Google Flights. This isn't like a sponsor or anything, but it was
wait
so
till
easy.
you hear this fuckery. Go on.
It was so good. So we typed in like the rough dates that we wanted to, and then Google was like, "Did you know if you fly out 4 days before then, you can save £70?" We're like, "No, we did not know that. I'll do that, thank you."
That's like
So I
4 drinks at this
clicked
club
on
in
that,
Bournemouth.
and then it was, "Did you know that if you fly out from Stansted instead of Gatwick, it will save you a further £40?" We were like, "Oh shit, we should do that."
Oh my god.
So we booked
Close
that.
everything down.
But it does, however, mean that because neither of us drive, we're going to get transportation from Bournemouth to London Stansted via coach. So we're going to be getting a
I don't mind the coach. The coach is
from
nice.
Bournemouth to London Victoria, which I believe is about 2.5 hours.
Plus, at the time we're going at like 9. No, what time are we
No,
going?
but just wait. So we're getting a coach for 2.5 hours ish. Then we're going to be waiting in London Victoria for about half an hour. Then we're getting another coach for I think 3 hours to Stansted. So our journey to the airport is going to be about 5.5 hours, and our flight is only 2.5 hours. It seems so fucking ridiculous, but it's cheaper. It sounds so stupid.
Why are you telling them? I thought you were going to get to the thing about the bags. They don't want to know about our bloody coach.
Well,
The
just
bag
talk
thing.
about the holiday.
So, fucking airplanes. Like, we don't get on airplanes that often. In fact, the last time was bloody when? Like 2012. I don't know, some shit.
2014.
Alright, well, dates and stuff, whatever. So, planes, we were speaking to Rachel earlier on, and we were like, oh, so yes, I've got suntan lotion, because we're on orologies. And she was like, oh, well, you can't bring that in your luggage.
Well, I should have told you that if you'd asked me.
No, listen, I know you can't put fucking suntan lotion in my hand luggage. Why the shit would I need that on the plane? I meant in my actual suitcase. You can pack liquids, that's fine. But she was like, oh, so you've bought a suitcase allowance. And I was like, what the fuck? You get on a plane, you're allowed to take a suitcase. Well, not on the bloody airline we're going with. Which is, what is it? Ryanair.
But
So you have to
upon
buy-
further research, I found out that Ryanair are quite notorious for how stingy they are with their baggage allowance. And up until very recently, you weren't even allowed to take what we're allowed to take. They've actually relaxed it, recently. Like, happened this year or last year.
Yeah, but is that not the whole point of the super cheap flights, though? Is that it's kind of, rough around the edges? Oh, no, they're going to be loads of kids on it.
I don't know. But my thing is, I have a fairly standard kind of hold-all bag that I take with me whenever we travel. And it's quite small, but, it's large enough for clothes for, a week. And that's what I always use. And it's, a standard size. So I was under the impression that would be fine. Probably, the max size I could take. But I thought it'd be fine. Get the tape measure out. It's 5 centimetres too big. Livid, absolutely livid. And then also, Rachel tells me that if we were flying EasyJet, it would be fine. But Ryanair, it's too big.
So, basically, we're taking one pair of pants, half a loofah, and we're going down to the riverside, the lakefront, whatever, and we're washing our shit every day.
And then they say that they make a big deal about how you can really take 2 bags in your hand luggage, because you take your main, suitcase thing, and then you take a handbag. But the handbag can't be bigger than 20 centimetres. Do these assholes know how tiny 20 centimetres is? Because when I read handbag, I was thinking, oh, I could probably push that to a messenger bag because I'm a bloke and I'm not going to have like a purse. But no, apparently that's way too fucking big.
But just to clarify though, you do have a purse. You could take a little knife purse. I've seen that purple purse you've got.
Oh.
You could put change in it and mints, perhaps a loose condom.
No.
So
that's been a shit show.
We're not taking anything. So we're sort of rolling up to Italy with just ourselves and nothing else.
But the thing is, like, I'm not even bothered about what we need to take. It's just actually having a bag that's the right size, because I know for a fact I'm not going to fill it. We're taking summer clothes, we're taking t-shirts and shorts, and we're taking like sandals, there's nothing like big or heavy. It's just actually having a bag. Like that bag I wanted to take that's too big, I wasn't going to fill it.
Well, let's just make one.
You mean just make one?
We'll just make a bag. Well, we've got these curtains that we regret buying, we could just sew them up.
You're full of awful
It would
ideas.
fill into the bloody spot. What are you going to do? What's your suggestion, please?
Oh, right. So basically, the parents have come to our rescue, and they have some rucksacks that we can use. I fucking hate rucksacks. That just screams tourist to me.
It screams lesbian. We're not in the descent. I'm not wearing a rucksack. Take it off.
So we're being lent a purple rucksack, and then also Rachel has
purple?
No, Rachel has a pink Vera Bradley rucksack that we're being lent. And I'm told, I'm going to pick them up tomorrow, but I'm told that they are the correct size.
Fuck. Wait, so you're having the pink one?
Well, I'll fucking have to, won't I?
And I'm having the purple one. Because I can't. I mean, I thought Vera Bradley is so ugly. That's that print.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so ugly. It's like just like the sort of person that would own a dream catcher would wear that print.
I like dream catchers.
Oh, of course you bloody do. You like tofu and mung beans as well.
Oh, it's so awful.
God.
So, once that's all actually happened and we're there, Rachel's apparently going to be home making pasta from scratch, ravioli.
Why would you
from
bother?
Scratch.
If I've learned anything from this past weekend, when I purchased croissant fucking dough in a can, that I was told you just sort of...
I just think you didn't do that properly.
How many ways are there to do that? I listened.
I thought it was nice.
It tasted like bloody buttery ass. You unroll it and then you roll it up again. You put it in the oven, and they weren't the right shape. Oh, they were thick and
I
gross.
thought they were nice. And then what else have we got planned?
They weren't the same though, were they? We're going to go see all the big what is the Coliseum? We've mentioned that. What else are we going to do?
Are we
gonna
there that column?
That column.
What's it called?
Nelson's column.
That's the one.
What? Nelson's column's in Trafalgar Square, isn't it?
Okay, well then that's not the one. Don't look at me like I'm an idiot. There is a column there, and I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, but it's not Nelson's column.
I don't understand why you find this so amusing.
Because I said Nelson's column and you said yes. It was a
because
joke.
you just suggested a name to me.
That's
I don't know.
a joke. That's in Trafalgar Square.
Right, well, thank you for being tremendously unhelpful.
Alright, well, fucking, I could name anything. You're going to say yes. We're going to see Nelson Mandela's wife there. And you're going to say, yeah. And I'll say, actually, no, we're not.
You know what? We're not going anymore.
Does he have a wife?
Yes.
Is she still alive?
I don't know.
He's dead, though. I think he died last year. No, he died this year.
Did he?
Free Nelson Mandela. I think so.
Anyway.
So, what else do they do in Rome? They lay roads down. We're going to make a road.
What are you talking about?
All roads lead to Rome. Have you never opened up a book, Nova?
Oh my god, have you never opened up a fucking book?
It's a saying.
Jesus Christ.
People say it.
So on Saturday we're going to a 21st birthday party on a beach.
Who's
which
this?
is, I think her name was Cara. And
Cara.
the beach from Rome, I'm told, is like fucking ages away. Like it's quite a drive. But we're going to be getting an Uber there. So that will be fun.
I hate that they have Uber everywhere apart from Bournemouth.
It will come to Bournemouth.
I love Uber. It's my favourite thing in the world.
But the thing I'm most excited about is just being able to like have amazing coffee, amazing pizza, amazing wine.
Although having said that,
Like the food and drink is like all I'm going for.
well, coffee, I couldn't give a rat's ass about that, but I had a pizza in Italy once and it was shit.
You take that back. Have you been to Italy before?
Yeah.
You never told me that.
Yes, I went skiing.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't count.
I mean, it was Italy, so I imagine it does count.
Where though?
Milan.
No.
Ah, right, yeah. Milan isn't actually Italy. You're right.
No,
it
is. But you haven't been to Milan.
Listen, you thought fucking Nelson's column was in Rome, so let's just pipe down.
Excuse me, I didn't know what Nelson's column is.
We're going to go to see Nelson's column via Cleopatra's Needle and, finish the week on the London Eye.
You're such a dick.
Oh, thanks. That was rude. Okay.
You're rude.
So when we come back then, what are we going to do? So we're gonna finally... I've invited Charmaine around for this, by the way. This is still the situation we're going to do.
Trajan's column.
Trajan? Like a Trojan horse.
No, that's not the one I wanted to see.
And we're finally going to do our bloody house tour. We're going to do it sort of crib style, hopefully. If Charmaine can, get her ass in gear and come round.
Have you even told her about that?
Yes. She knows. She knows it's going to happen. I feel like I sound really nasal, but
I sound really ill.
Yeah, I do have it's like a hay fevery sort of flu situation, but it's not contagious.
Stickish.
Why you stick on me? That was so good. And I'm still waiting for my puppet mission man. What else are we doing? Yes, there's a couple of things in the works. But yeah, I'm excited to see what kind of footage we're going to get.
If we record on time, we will do our June favourites. And also, I know you guys wanted to see our reaction to the All-Stars 2 cast reveal. Do you still want to see that from us? I feel like it's kind of non.
It's going to be... No, by the time we would get round to doing it, I feel like the All-Stars 2 cast thing would be... people will be over it and a bit bored. But we could probably do one anyway, I would have thought. It's not like it's a massive deal. We could just get one out there.
Well, yeah, if you guys want to see that, then you can...
I just want to do one just to get out my opinion that it's just such fuckery that people don't want to see, like Fifi O'Hara or... Who's the other one people don't like?
Roxy Andrews.
Oh, Roxy Andrews. Because it doesn't necessarily... To be an all-star doesn't necessarily, mean that you have to have been particularly liked. It just means you have to have been memorable. You have to have some sort of star quality. You could be a villain. You could be... play the villain. You could still be an all-star. But that's beside the point. That shit happened so long ago. I just don't understand Ginger Minge. But we're not going to get into this right now.
No, stop doing the video now.
We could go on for bloody ages. Where are we at then? So
I thought we were going to talk more about Italy.
Well, what? You don't seem to know anything about it. Are we going to go see the Trevi Fountain? You're not going to know what that is.
It's like the real name of it.
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Yes, it's the Trevi Fountain, sponsored by L'Occitane en Provence.
Listen for the shit. There is a famous fountain.
Yeah,
there
it's called the Trevi Fountain. Look it up.
I just don't believe a word you say to me anymore.
Listen, I am learned.
Kidding, no. You said that.
I can name all of these.
Was in Rome.
Yes, you fucking believe me. You're so stupid. I can name you all sorts of monuments. I could name you the 7 wonders of the ancient world. You bloody couldn't.
No, I couldn't.
I can.
That's not an achievement.
It is.
You can't put on a CV, very good at Trivial Pursuit.
Well, we'll see. Oh yes, we're going to do that as well. We bought Trivial Pursuit.
And we're going to play that because we thought that would be fun. That's going to be the redo. If any of you listen to our previous podcast, how we said that we did this trivia quiz thing that was absolute bollocks. So we've bought a family edition of Trivial Pursuit, which I think would be better. So we're going to use that.
We spoke about that in the last one.
Oh,
so
did we?
They are aware of it. Oh. Where are we at? Other things in Rome. There's sort of Roman ruins, aren't there?
We might go see.
what about like an amphitheatre?
I don't know.
Is that Roman?
I thought that was Greek.
Maybe it is.
The Vatican.
Oh, the Vatican, yes.
Yeah.
Is the Vatican... This is going to be daft now, but when you go into Vatican City...
Yeah.
Is it like, essentially... I know it's its own territory, it's essentially its own country, but like... Do you have to go through, like, security shit?
I'm not sure.
Do they look at your passport?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to have to look this up.
But
would it be appropriate to go dressed as the Pope?
There is like a Vatican museum
gift
thing
shop
on Sunday, which is free, but you have to like register that you're going. And you also have to go before 12. And Rachel was like, "We're all going to be hungover, but do you want to go?" And we were like, "Maybe."
There is an enormous beetle outside flying around.
Well, it can't be that enormous, because I can't fucking see it.
Well, it's just gone over the other side of that fence.
Oh, how convenient.
If it comes back up again, look at it. It's like the fucking Batmobile. It's so big. I'd like to go and see the Vatican. I have to ask Rachel, there's a gift shop. I must save some money for like a comic, like Pope hat. Pope drag. That'd be nice. So I feel
I'm just pulling a face. You know that the meme of that little girl, the blonde girl with the teeth. That's me right now.
And you know what meme I am? Anytime you say anything, I'm Viola Davis looking at you, picking up my bag and getting up and going. So
whilst we have it all here, Olympia's been banging on about something randomly this afternoon for no apparent reason.
Well, but I find this fascinating, and I've been talking to Charmaine about this, and we've been trying to scramble together kind of information. You know, like how there's always like someone in your high school or something who vanishes, and you sort of, whenever you're at a reunion, you always try and like piece together bits of information about this person. So there was a listen, if you want to participate in this, you're more than welcome, but I'm coming up with the content, so let me just
I just said what, and you just shot me down.
Let me run with this, please. Listen, now this is you've got a moment here coming up, because you work with one of these sorts. You used to work with one, so we'll get to that. So there was a drag queen once upon a time in the Bournemouth gay community. Now, if anyone's listening to this who lives in Bournemouth or who kind of knows us, maybe you'll be familiar with her. But her name was Fanny Flaps, which I always personally thought was the worst drag name in the world.
It's just horrendous.
When I first became a little sort of gayling and came to Bournemouth, she was the first drag queen I ever met, and I just thought she was absolutely horrendous. She used to wear... Do you remember what she used to wear?
She was shit. She was so shit.
No, but she was lovely, let's be honest. She was so darling.
As a drag queen, she was an entertainer, but as a drag queen, she was shit. She didn't just do drag either. She was like a leather boy sometimes. Like, what did they used to call him? Did they used to call him his real name? But he did like a leather thing.
Boy?
Oh my god, yeah. He did like
he was like
like some nights where he would just like wear like a leather waistcoat and like a harness and stuff. And I don't really know what the night was.
I feel like that was when he worked at that little bar we used to perform at, which at one stage did men only nights. Now that would have made sense if he did his boy thing then.
I don't know. But anyway, so as Fanny Flaps, she used to basically like have giant balloon titties.
And they were literally sometimes balloons.
Yeah, they were just balloons.
Or just like a great big sponge.
And she would wear like these busy printed like cat suits.
It was
and, like,
always a cat suit.
Cheap hooker heels, this cheap shake and go blonde wig with like Miranda Sings lipstick and like foundation 3 shades too dark for it. And she'd have like this huge clear perspex like bag that she used to just carry all of her shit in, and you used to ask her about it. She went, "Well, then I could see where everything is. I could see where it all is in my bag. I don't have to go looking for it."
Oh my god, that's so clever!
But it was fucking humongous. It was like laptop bag size.
That's so clever. You have a massive issue with those perspex hooker heels.
But the ones that she had were the ones that had like the stiletto was lipstick.
Yeah, the heel was a giant. Like it was just such trash. And but
credit where credit's due. She was fucking entertaining. She was sociable. She was really good. She was smart.
She was so sweet. She always had time.
So many events.
She always had time to talk to you, no matter how drunk and obnoxious you were, which for me was obviously every time. And there's a reason that we're talking about her, by the way. We'll get onto it. It's very strange. But to me,
I'm trying to paint you a picture.
In my head, it was always that bright red. Like the Britney, oops, I did it again, bright red cat suit. Do you remember that one? And she'd have the balloon titties, and her eye, like she'd always smear like blue eyeshadow all over her eyelids, and then she'd wear like those horrendous like sort of 4-inch long red eyelashes with like hearts on the end, or like, you know, the feathers.
Feathers.
You know, you hate those as well.
Feather lashes, all the tinsely ones.
Oh, the fucking tinsel ones.
Oh god.
That you get from like Hollywood or something,
Yeah.
for like hen do, whatever.
Yeah.
Hair was always enormous. And you know what else I remembered? I've just remembered now that I haven't thought about in years. Was she used to her evening was called her night was called Flaptastic. At the club where Nova and I eventually worked at after she left, we sort of there was some interim queens as well, but we eventually took over her night. But we did not call it Flaptastic. We didn't even call it a night. We should have bloody called it a night. We're so stupid. But she used to carry around. It was essentially like a lollipop lady sign. Do you remember that? But the sign was a giant heart that lit up.
No, I don't remember.
Oh
that.
my god, how could... It was enormous. It was literally a lollipop lady's stick. You can think about how big those things are. But she stuck a giant heart on the top of it. And then Christmas lights on that. And it had a massive sign. It said Flaptastic. She used to carry it around, like in the club, and like show it off to people.
That's so fucking bizarre.
Well, the whole thing was bizarre. She used to interrupt the DJ and grab the mic and get 5 people on stage and see who could fit the most marshmallows in their mouth. Do you remember that? And then the winner won like a bottle of champagne.
I don't think I ever went. This was like Wednesday night, wasn't it? I never went out on a Wednesday. You were a student.
No.
I worked.
No, this was. I think it was Flaptastic Friday.
No,
I think
I wouldn't go on a Friday either.
But you know, the reason we're talking about her is because one fine day, and this is obviously someone who is so prominent. She was so integral to the Bournemouth LGBT community. She did student projects. She was always at every kind of thing. Everyone knew her. One fine day, she left a Facebook status saying that she had found God and that she became... It was a Jehovah's Witness, right? And then just like that, overnight, she disappeared. It wasn't like a gradual winding down. It wasn't like, you know, I've been thinking about this, or she didn't post a video. It was a little status, and boom.
No, she did. She did explain it a little bit in this status in the comments, because when people were asking the question, she was replying, but it was only for about 24 hours, and then the Facebook profile was deleted and she was gone.
So her entertainment page was deleted and gone. Her own private page was gone. She had, he was called Simon, and I've been asking, Charmaine and I have been talking about this all day, and we can't remember what his last name was, because we're trying to find out where Fanny Flaps went.
Cleo would know.
People would know. Like, I mean, I can ask some people who would know. It's just interesting to try and remember. But he also had he was a photographer, I think, and he has like a photography page. But that went as well. That went. But interestingly enough, Charmaine found earlier on that her YouTube channel is still there. She didn't delete that.
What did she do on YouTube?
Well, it was called Fanny Flaps Promotions, and there's about 5 videos, and they're all club related to the club.
Oh.
It's like photo. Do you remember in the club they had those screens that used to play all those slideshows? It was. I'm assuming it's all of those sort of things.
Oh.
So there's a lot of pictures of her. There's lots of evidence that she existed.
But this status was so awful, and I remember commenting because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, well, I don't agree with what you're doing, but so long as you're happy, I'm happy for you." Blah blah blah. But it was actually quite toxic, dangerous stuff she was putting out there. She was basically saying that anyone who didn't agree with her, they were wrong. Like, they were wrong, first of all. Second of all, she was saying that she thinks that this really explains why she is gay, because she's not really gay, and she realises that now. It's because that she's never really had a father figure in her life, and that's made her this way, and she can say with authority that every single one of us who identify as being gay have similar situations. We've suffered from some kind of trauma early in life, or we don't have a father figure, and that if you find Jehovah and you listen to the Jehovah's Witnesses, they all explain it, and she's finally got a home. And it was just like, fuck me, this is just too much bullshit to be spewing out of Facebook.
Is Jehovah God?
Yes.
And you worked with a Jehovah's Witness before, right?
Yes.
And he was less than desirable.
He was a prick.
Well, that's one word. What was the issue? You can't... Are you allowed to say any of this? This is going to be an issue for you.
We'll just let's say his name.
Alright, well, we won't say his name. But what was the deal? Because he did something really wrong, didn't he?
He did several things that are really wrong.
In terms of his religion, he just didn't follow it very closely.
First of all, Jehovah's Witnesses are not supposed to lie. Obviously, that's just the most ridiculous thing in the world. But they're not supposed to lie, and if you lie, you're supposed to like confess that you have lied. I don't know who to. I think they might have like elders. I'm not sure what the right wording is. I think they're called elders in the community because there's different congregations.
Elders?
I'm not even sure if congregation is the right word, but each county almost has.
That's obscene. Some of the elders.
No, I'm sure they're called elders. Anyway, if you like tell a lie, you're supposed to confess them. Anyway, so he was 17, turning 18, and he had this girlfriend who had a bit of a reputation for being like the town bike, and she was also Jehovah's Witness, but she was really looked down upon by the community because I think it was well known that she wasn't a virgin, that she had, in their eyes, slept around a bit. And I mean, I don't know if any of this was true at all, but she was thick as shit, so looking at her like, God, I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, so when he started seeing this girl, it was a big drama because obviously she wasn't very desirable. And then they slept together before marriage, which is like a huge sin. Huge sin. So first of all, there was that sin. And then second of all, they lied about they kept it from their parents. They didn't tell their parents about it.
They told them eventually, didn't they?
Well, not initially. That was the second sin. Oh, no, I don't think they did. I don't know. So then so they could continue to have sex. They got married at like 18. They got married just so they could have sex, essentially. And now I don't know what they did because we fired him because he was shit.
But oh right, so because they got married. But did they get married and then tell the parents?
I don't know. I doubt it.
No, I don't think they did. If I remember correctly, I don't remember. But yeah, so there's a lot of not brainwashing, but it just seems very fucking
It's
weird.
absolutely brainwashing. The conversation I used to have with him is absolutely brainwashing. Because he was quite a smart person. This was not. I mean, he was arrogant and I didn't like him, but he was smart. You could have intelligent discussions with him up to the point, and then you start to reach a blank wall, a brick wall, I should say, where his defense would just be, oh, no, you don't understand. No, you don't understand because you don't have faith. You don't. And when it gets down to that, then I lose interest because you can't like explain that away, can you?
I mean, I just don't understand why you feel that if you really have faith, why you must inflict it on someone else. To me, that kind of insinuates that you don't really have faith because you need someone else to affirm that it is.
The problem with him as well, like,
a real thing.
He would say to me that he didn't agree with homosexuality and that...
Oh, I don't know.
and that I wouldn't be saved by Jehovah. I would go to hell. But like, that's... If I know that, that's fine and he doesn't really care. As far as I know, he should have really tried hard to convert me, and he really just did not give a shit.
Well, because he's the bad one.
Yeah, but like I'm
Not
sure
a
the
good
whole
one.
point is that you're supposed to try and save people.
Not in the top 10 of Jehovah's Witnesses.
No.
I had a lady at work once, and she was so quiet, and she was so weird, and like she was almost like floating off the ground. She was so fucking weird. And then right before I left her, she said, "Have you got a minute?" And I was like, okay, right, well, this can go one of two ways, what's happening? And she said, "Have you ever given any thought to the kingdom of heaven?" And I thought, oh, for fuck, I can't, like, I want this woman's, like, money. I want her to give me her money, but I can't, like, just be rude to her.
It was so funny when this guy worked with us. I work for my father, and so I remember when he was first hiring this guy was before I worked there, and I said you can't hire him as a Jehovah's Witness. He was like, don't be so like prejudiced. Like he's a good hairstylist.
What coming
like,
from your father?
He was like, I'm gonna hire him. And then I remember one day we had like a coffee table full of like magazines for like people waiting, and he put a few copies of the Watchtower there. And Dad took one look at them and he like snatched them off the table. He was like, I don't fucking think so. We are not having these in here. So
the Watchtower, is that what the magazine is?
Yeah, they have like a like community like magazine thing like for the Jehovah's
Does it come with like a
Witnesses.
free purse if you buy the magazine?
No, it's like small. It's like pamphlet size.
Oh, I've been given one of those.
So that's what they put through your letterbox if you're not in.
Piss off! Like, I have no time for that. Just piss right off.
But it's such a weird thing because you would have to have a day off work a week to go around knocking on people's doors.
No way.
Yeah.
Do they actually do that?
Yeah, that was his responsibility.
Oh, shut up. How boring.
But then also, I mean, this is slightly ignorant, but I mean, no more ignorant than the rest of the whole farce. But when you're old enough and you earn a certain amount of money, like you give like money to the church, like you're like taxed like for the church.
Oh my god.
Like your
gate.
Yeah, but like your income, some of it is contributed to the church, and I think that's so.
Yeah, because that reverend's not stupid. He wants a jacuzzi.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Very strange. So wherever Fanny Flaps is now, I mean, I remember talking to people who used to work with her at the time that she disappeared, and they just said, "Oh no, Simon does this," and I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Oh, he's done this before. It's just a phase. He gets things into his head, and he thinks he's a changed man, and then he comes back here, and it's." But I mean, it seems like this one's stuck.
well, because this was when we looked up, Simon's stuff online, the last sort of any kind of shred of evidence we can find about him was 2 years ago. So
What? There's pictures of him gay pride.
the last video he uploaded to his channel was 2 years ago. But that's the last kind of thing we can find. It's hard, if he's still out, maybe he's moved across the country and decided to be gay again or whatever, and he's come back, but that would require knowing his real last name, which I can't remember. But
The thing is, like, they're not supposed to have Facebook. This guy didn't have Facebook that I used to work with. I think so. It's really,
why is that a sin?
Well, it's not that it is a sin. I think it's just that it kind of like encourages you and
Gossip.
Yeah, it's like it's not very like holy, is it? So I don't know. But it's really
Shacking up with
difficult.
a town bike isn't holy. but
Like
there
if
you go.
somebody is active on social media, I feel like we're fucking wizards with like tracking someone down and stalking them and getting like their address and the names of their pets and what they had for breakfast. But if you don't have a Facebook page, like it's really difficult to find any kind of information on someone.
Say that again. If someone doesn't have a Facebook page,
It's difficult to find any kind of information.
well, not for Megan Bush. It's not. Our good friend Megan. I'll ask her. She'll be able to bloody find him. She always finds everyone. We went looking at houses once, and there was a hot lesbian on the front desk. And I said, when we left, I said, Megan, did you check out that bird on the front desk? And she goes, I've already found her on Facebook. I thought, fuck me. You are so good. She tracked down a hot estate agent for us one time. Oh, I don't feel great, I'm going to be honest. I need a nice hot bath and some smelling salts. So I'm glad we...
Don't be ill on our holiday, please.
I mean, I don't know if you know how illnesses work, but you don't fucking choose to have them.
Well, I'm telling you, don't be ill on our
I'm
holiday,
not going.
please.
You're the best man I'll ever know. I could sing that much better than that bird that ruined Sex and the City. What's her name? Jennifer Hudson. She ruined that movie.
That movie was ruined long before she was cast in it.
Oh, right, but the second one is so much worse. Did you see the second one?
Why would I have seen the second one?
The second one, there is a part where, and I shit you not, they go to Dubai.
No, shit you not.
This is from... We're talking about Sex and the City. Okay, well, we'll talk about that in a bloody second because that is incredible. This is Sex and the City 2, and I shit you not. There is a part where Kim Cattrall's character is throwing condoms at Muslim women in like hijabs.
You're fucking kidding me.
And she's like shouting like "I love sex," and they're like shunning her for being like a sexy slut, and she's throwing condoms at her. And then meanwhile, Sarah Jessica Parker is somewhere else in like this marketplace, and all these women in hijabs take her to a secret room where they take the hijabs off and they're wearing designer clothes underneath. It's so awful. I can't even tell you how bad it is. It's like next level appalling, abysmal, like American propaganda movie. It's so bad. Okay, do you want to quickly, before we leave, talk about Trackshittaz?
Oh, I can't even remember her name. What's her name?
Okay, so this is so...
Do you know what her name is?
I know what her name is.
Okay.
This is so unrelated, but Nova and I have several sort of, as any, couple or best friends would, isms that come into everyday conversation, and one of them is... There was
this show on British TV a few years ago about like the top Eurovision moments or something like that.
It was called
like a
How to
compilation.
Win Eurovision.
Okay, and so they had like various personalities from TV and radio just talk and comment on like various different Eurovision performances throughout history and like how it was good or bad and how it was received. And there was this one segment, and what was the country?
I think it was Poland. Was it Poland? I think it was. I'm going to go with Poland.
And it was the actual... What were they actually called? Were they called the Trackshittaz?
They were called the Trackshittaz. All one word. Track just spelt the way, and then it's shittaz. SHITTAZ. So Trackshittaz.
And let me, before we pronounce it incorrectly, let me actually find out what the actual name of the song was, and then we can proceed.
It was. I can tell you what it was called. It was called.
No,
it was called.
Wait,
do you want me to say it? I know what it is.
Voki mit dem Popo.
How have you looked that up? Did you just try and Google it?
I did Google it.
What, Trackshittaz?
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of people that talk about all the various different memorable parts of Eurovision. There's people that have competed, represented the UK in the past, and there's one journalist. She's American, but I think she lives here. Anyway, her name it's a really weird name. It's Brick Smith Start.
That's it. I follow her on Twitter just because of this moment.
Her first name is Bricks, and her second name is Smith Start. And when it gets to
I think she has a radio show as well.
She does a bunch of shit, I think. I think she might even be a musician, or I can't quite remember.
Yeah.
But she, there's the bit where she talks about the Trackshittaz, because it's like the guy segues and he's like, and then there's also this name, and she goes, there was one group in Eurovision, and I shit you not, their name was the Trackshittaz.
I shit you not.
So, I shit you not comes into play all the time.
And shit you not.
Then afterwards, she gets so hysterical that this group was called the Trackshittaz. She's like, what if it's their family name? Like, what does she say?
Helmut Trackshitter.
Like, I'm Helmut Trackshitter.
Table for Mrs. Trackshitter.
Table for Mrs. Trackshitter. Oh,
and she's like
God.
crying as she says this. And then she goes, and the song was called Fuck Me in Them Poo Poo Hole.
Yeah, so the guy's like, Voki mit dem Popo, and she goes, fuck me in dem poo-poo hole. It's so fucking childish, it's so good.
Table for Mrs. Trackshitter.
She's literally crying, and I shit you not. But I mean, like, why would you, what is that about the Trackshittaz? That song was not good. I don't even think they qualified, but
I just love that
always
moment. It's so funny.
a quality moment, that woman. So for Christmas, I had gotten over a Christmas card from one of those shitty websites that does personalised Christmas cards, and it was just her face crying.
Oh yeah, and I tweeted a photo of it, tagging her in it, and she liked it.
It was just her face, like, crying with laughter, and it said, Christmas card for Mrs. Trackshitter! Oh, she liked it. I'm so glad. Oh, it's memories. Eurovision is always going to be at the forefront of conversation.
Anyway, that's probably enough for tonight.
Do you think that's enough of that?
Probably enough of that.
This has been the first podcast we've done without a guest.
No, it's not.
Oh, isn't it?
No.
Oh. Who have been our guests? Who was the first one? Joseph Harwood.
No, Miss Candy Bar.
Oh, of course, Miss Candy Bob was the first one. And then I think it was Joseph Harwood.
With Chani.
And then after that it was
Marcus Reeves.
Marcus, who made those pancakes that were like semi-edible. And then who was it? Mish?
Yeah.
And then Charmaine.
Yeah.
Oh, the one, okay, we've done one before with no guest. That was the Drag Race one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cute. Well, thanks for tuning in, you guys.
So look forward to our holiday videos and then also some proper legit like content again, guys. I promise it is coming your way instead of like
there'll be visuals. Don't worry, it's
this
not all
bullshit.
videos.
Yeah.
Maybe
someone commented on our last podcast like,
No.
is it just me or is it like just the one picture? Like, is it supposed to be like that? I can't see the video.
Oh my God, that
I
was
replied
so
just
funny.
like, it's a podcast.
And someone was like, I'm not gonna lie, I need the visuals. And then someone said, I'm only here for Olympia. Nova is boring as fuck.
Well, I mean, there's no accounting for some people's taste. Bye then.
Alright,
Bye.
guys, subscribe and follow all of our social media. We'll see you in Italy.